I couldn't get over listening to the podcast I did where I featured my niece. So I kept on listening and I kept on ruminating on that recording. I mean, it's these are messages that minister to me. So I just don't come out to talk, to probably show any kind of prowess. But there are messages that ministers to me first, and I go over and over and over again to listen to draw strength from. So like I said, I kept ruminating over the podcast and over that scripture, Psalms 82, and I just got really impressed in my spirit to do, I don't know whether to call this a second part or a bonus episode towards the first episode, which I titled Ordained Strength. And the thing that keeps, standing out for me or in my mind that keeps coming back, an intense reiteration, yes, that I keep having regarding that podcast or that scenario as a whole is the fact that, and regarding that scripture as well, is the fact that the scripture says their mouth ordained strength. So I begin to ponder strength, their mouth ordained strength. And it just dawned on me that the mouth of these infants will never speak of weakness, will never speak of shortcomings, will never speak of flaws. Now let me take for example, in the first podcast, I said something that at some point I was so overwhelmed that I had to declare or I had to say that I am scared. And me proclaiming or saying that I'm scared does not ordain God's strength, because God is not a weakling. God never gets scared. Nothing can scare God. So if my mouth at that point was ordaining God's strength, I wasn't supposed to say I am scared. I was supposed to say something like I am powerful, I am lovely, I am loving, I have a sound mind, I don't have the spirit of fear, I have the spirit of liberty, I overcome this fear. If I had made such pronunciations, or I had just called God as Yahweh, or called him as the Lord of hosts, or just declared the praises of God at that point that I felt so scared, I would have been as an infant too, proclaiming the ordained strength of God. And that is what these children do. Even in the face of, so much uncertainty, their mouth will still keep praising God. I mean, if you listen to some of the songs my niece sang, they just keep declaring the might of God, the strength of God, and she sang one that says Yahweh, those songs, they are songs that actually just makes us, if we listen carefully, that makes us understand God's strength. Like, they establish God's strength. They don't proclaim weakness. Their mouth do not proclaim weakness. I hope you understand what I am saying. So yeah, I'm going to be inserting some of our songs again, because trust me, we can't get enough of it. And there is this particular line we sang together. Jesu olorúkọ àpèrire. Jesu. So, I just want to encourage you. Instead of proclaiming that weakness, that fear, like me, or that shortcoming, or that inadequacy, or that insufficiency, rather go ahead and allow your mouth to ordain God's strength. You can even just decide to pick the last song that me and my niece did together. Olorúkọ àpèrire Jesu. Instead of saying I'm scared, like I said, I could have said, Jesu, I call you. Olorúkọ àpèrire. And, things would be different. So yeah, please. I'm not out to bore you. It's just that I got this impression in my spirit. I mean, an intense reiteration. That is why I just had to do a follow-up episode on the first one because, and a bit of, I want to add a song again. Yeah, I mean, I love it when she worships God. It also brings me to a place of, you know, just, seeing God's strength. Like a 2-year-old child, saying all of these things about God. Indeed, God has used their mouth to ordain his strength. But you who has become an adult, me who thinks I've become an adult, we are still infants in the hand of the Lord. So let us do that which our mouth was originally ordained to do. Because we are infants in God's hand, let's continue to allow our mouth to ordain God's strength, and the Lord will help us. Me too, I have small voice, so listen.
Banana. I say, oh, banana. I say, banana. I say, oh, papa. Banana. I say, banana. I say, oh, papa. It says, says, Abe Yesu, 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 Yesu,